My love affair with London began the first day I had set foot on this dazzling city. I can still recall how I was fascinated by the cosmopolitan life in London. Walking in Piccadilly Circus, I can see the world right before my eyes and felt it swayed beneath my feet. London, the capital city of the United Kingdom, is a fast-moving metropolis. It is a hodgepodge of culture, thriving from music, museum, festivals, fashion, and lifestyles. I guess the hustles and bustles of cosmopolitan life in London had attracted me so much that I have decided to settle in from day one of my visit. I must say it is indeed a city of opportunity to the most determined and hardworking individuals. London is the capital and largest city of England and the United Kingdom. The city stands on the River Thames in the southeast of England at the head of its 50-mile estuary leading to the North Sea. London is one of the world's most important global cities and has been called the world's most powerful, most desirable, most influential, most visited, most expensive, most sustainable, most investment-friendly, and most popular for work city. It is the most visited city as measured by international arrivals and has the busiest city airport system as measured by passenger traffic. It is the leading investment destination. London has a diverse range of people and cultures, and more than 300 languages are spoken in the region. It is estimated mid-2018 municipal population was 8,908,081, the third most populous of any city in Europe, and accounts for 13.4% of the UK population. Big Ben is the largest of the tower's 5 bells and weighs 13.5 long tons. It was the largest bell in the United Kingdom for 23 years. The tower is a British cultural icon recognized all over the world. It is one of the most prominent symbols of the United Kingdom and parliamentary democracy. Downstream lies one of the city's most famous landmarks, the Tower Bridge, with its 2 towers and roadway that opens occasionally to let big ships go through. Between the towers is a glass-enclosed walkway. Take the elevator up one tower. Look at the view, cross the bridge, and descend by the other. The Tower of London is a fortress constructed around the White Tower which William the Conqueror built in the 11th century. It has been a royal residence, a court of justice, and later a prison, and therein lies its fascination. The London Underground is the world's oldest and third longest rapid transit system. The London Underground, commonly referred to as the Tube, is the oldest and third longest metro system in the world. The system serves 270 stations and was formed from several private companies, including the world's first underground electric line, the City and South London Railway. It dates back from 1863. The Underground is the most practical method of travel, especially for longer journeys. But try to avoid the rush hours between 8:30 to 9:30 and 4:30 to 6:30. The advantage of buses is that you see London while you're traveling, but you have to master a complicated system of routes along with the very British art of queuing. London has over 192 museums with 11 national museums, including the British Museum, home to thousands of years of culture, including the Rosetta Stone 196 BC. 84% of Londoners think that the city's cultural scene is important in ensuring a high quality of life. Many Londoners live in apartments or flats with little to no outside space, so it's not surprising that on every glimpse of sunshine, you will find many Londoners hanging out at one of the many beautiful parks. For instance, Hyde Park and Richmond Park were my favorite parks during my early years in this bustling city. I guess the best way to understand the English way of life is to travel and meet people, explore and get to know the different neighboring towns and borough that comprises London. London's finance industry is based in the City of London, and Canary Wharf, the two major business districts in London. London is one of the preeminent financial centers of the world as the most important location for international finance. Changing of the guard. Of course, there are plenty of official ceremonies, but you may not happen to be in town for the opening of Parliament, the visit of a head of state, a royal wedding, or coronation. The ceremonial gap is filled by the changing of the guard. It's daily affair in 3 different places. At Buckingham Palace, in front of the main entrance, it's daily at 11:30 a.m. There's a 30-minute show with a military band. In Whitehall, the Palace of Westminster. The Houses of Parliament, officially known as the Palace of Westminster, can be seen from afar thanks to the familiar shape of the clock tower. The view of the Houses of Parliament is most imposing from a boat in the Thames or from the opposite bank of the river. You may be disappointed to learn that this fine Tudor building with neo-Gothic pinnacles and gilded rooftops is a mid-19th century structure. By British standards, that's virtually modern. Most of the ancient palace was destroyed by fire in 1834. In 1941, during the Blitz, the House of Commons. The corridors of power sprawl through Westminster and Whitehall. Symbolic authority centers on Buckingham Palace, the Queen's London home. Buckingham Palace, behind its high iron railings, is interesting not for its architectural beauty, but for its role as home of the monarch. The City of London. The oldest part of the capital is called the City of London, but when Londoners talk about the city, they are usually referring to the commercial and financial center of the metropolis. Technically, though, the City of London is the area administered by the Lord Mayor. London is associated with the word Brexit. Brexit means British exit to many. However, to me, Brexit means the British royal excellence is timeless. London, with or without Brexit deal, it will always remain the #1 favorite destination among the tourists, business people, or immigrant. It will always stand the test of time, come hell or high water. With a fast approaching Brexit, many are skeptical and worried as to what will happen once the UK finally makes her way out of the EU come end of this year. Well, I guess it is like tossing a coin up in the air. It could be either a head or tail. However, favorable or unfavorable the outcome to many. In anything in life, one could only hope for the best. And the best way out is to accept the changes, adapt to new policies, and appreciate the new beginnings.